Okay, welcome back. This is part 2 of my playthrough of Slay the Princess the Pristine cut.
Let's just stay still.
Anyways, I ended the last video because it went on for an hour. Hopefully it won't be that long this time, but I can't make any promises. Anyways, the narrator is gone.
He is. Does that mean the world ended?
It must have. Do any of us know what the world ending is supposed to look like?
It hasn't ended. We're still here.
I think I'm supposed to look at the mirror.
There's something dreadful about it. I don't think you should. That thing reeks of death.
You're right. Part of me wants the truth, but something stronger is holding me back. Fear.
I'm begging you, don't do this.
The mirror never scared you before.
It's different now. It feels... I don't know. Final.
You approach the mirror. Gaze into your reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone, but the mirror remains. It's time for you to see what's in it. It's you. Yeah, it's me. It's the big bird man. You're alone in a place that is empty. It's quiet here. Also, if you kind of pay attention, the textures of this kind of look like feathers. Anyways, proceed to the cabin. I can't tell if the den looks different than before. Anyways, you're at the cabin. Approach her.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
It looks about the same. Sorry, I just thought. In fact, Sorry, I unplugged my Echo Dot and just in case if it hears something that even remotely sounds like Alexa. Anyways, what are you?
I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
Solitary lights? What do you mean?
Thoughts without connections. A dim and nascent network. I wish to be more.
You know, I think I can't remember her name, some VTuber who made a video about this game. She said how Shifty kind of sounds like spoiler, this is the shifting mound, the true form of the princess, and she commented that the person I'm talking about, that Shifty kind of sounds like a Sylvia Plath poem, or I don't know. I just thought, anyways, I don't know what I am.
I think that you are like me. We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks.
And what do you mean by the gift of a fragile vessel?
Yes, nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond, perspectives to make my own. This one is consumed by instinct, a dancer moving to the rhythm of the flesh. She will make for a ravenous heart.
Huh.
She wishes me to devour you, to make you a part of myself.
Well, that's not.
But she is only a voice.
What the? Why is she? Okay, that's. Wow, granted, of course, big content patch. Of course, there's probably gonna be a few glitches. Anyway, do not mourn her. She is a part of something greater. Anyways, is this the end of the world?
How can the world have ended if we are talking?
Let her out of there.
I'm sorry. There are some changes that can never be undone. There are some tears that can never be unshed. This is not a place that can hold a fragment of a concept. The moment she arrived here, she was going to return to me. I promise that it doesn't hurt.
Do you know the narrator?
You are the only thing I have ever known. The space we're in is vacant. Nothing comes here but us.
Are you what sent me to slay the princess? Are you what trapped me here?
I have only just now stirred to consciousness. I could not have trapped you here, and I too yearn to be free.
Do you know about the worlds beyond this place?
I know only that they are.
Are you the princess?
She is part of me, and part of me is her.
But were you always the princess, or are you just making her a part of yourself? Sorry.
You speak in circles. Does it matter where one thing begins and another ends?
I mean, kinda? Do we know each other?
You are familiar, but you are not me. I feel sadness, longing, hope as I witness you.
What happens now?
Nothing, as we are. But I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
Aren't you scared they'll find a way to kill you?
I have not lived. I am not afraid to die.
How much will I forget?
Everything, until we meet again.
How many more pieces of you do I have to find?
More than you have found, but less than there are to find. I am infinite. The rest will find their own way home.
And what if I don't let you do this to me?
Then we will be here forever, as we are now. Unfinished, dry, hollow.
I was sent to slay the princess to stop her from destroying the world. If I help you, is that what you're going to do?
You ask of things that cannot be done. To destroy is merely to reshape, to remold.
You're being semantic. What are you going to do if I help you?
How can I know? I am flickers in something sprawling and unilluminated.
Okay, make me forget. I already did this option, so you could just figure out what that option does for yourself.
She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
Everything goes dark, and you die.
You're on a path.
And I'm just gonna skip, you know... Anyways, okay, thanks for telling me what to do.
Don't mention it. It's all part of the job.
Oh, I think he says something
You
different.
make your way up the short path. We're not going to go through with this, right? Ignore him. He doesn't...
Okay, so this next one is going to be Apotheosis, which I've been really looking forward to since Apotheosis was always kind of one of the more underwhelming routes from the base game, so I'm very much looking forward to see how they expanded it. Anyways, for this one we need to get the tower, so let's take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
And I'm not gonna skip this time since, you know... Well, you'll see.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Oh, I just realized something. I thought I'd get the voice of the skeptic next route, but then I realized, no wait, this is the tower route, so it's gonna be the voice of the broken. ways. Hey, I think I'm here to kill you.
Oh, are you now? Why don't you come down and let me take a look at you?
Great job. You gave away the element of surprise. Good luck, hero.
I don't think that would even help.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Focus on the task at hand.
You weren't kidding when you said you were here to kill me.
Yeah, it wasn't a joke.
I know. You brought a knife with you and everything. But you don't have to try and kill me. You could always toss that scrap of metal to the ground and give the two of us a chance to talk things out.
She makes a compelling point. What if we didn't kill her? What if we just dropped the blade and talked? Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster. Killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
Is it? Is that really not? Oh, I probably should have saved this. In case I screw up. Tighten your grip.
You ignore the trembling in your hands and tighten your grip on the blade.
You poor thing. Your hands are shaking. Are you scared of me? Because you should be.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me? I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
Okay, this is how we lock into the tower up. What if she isn't blessing? What if she kills us?
You go into this expecting to die. You're going to die.
Hesitating? Why don't you drop the knife and the two of us can be civilized with each other?
I'm gonna vote nah.
You charge the princess, blade trembling in your hand, but you've already lost the battle. She casually sidesteps your thrust before knocking you to the ground with a single blow from her elbow.
We shouldn't have hesitated.
You think?
But she doesn't stop there. She kicks you a few times for good measure, the pointed tip of her shoes feeling like a pickaxe against your fracturing bones, making sure you stay down. As you lie, crushed and broken on the basement floor, the princess kneels on your throat with the kind of weight you didn't think her slight frame could possibly possess. As you gasp for air, she eyes you with an intense curiosity. You shouldn't have let that fear creep into your heart. You had the upper hand.
No, I was gonna
Now look at you.
I was gonna make a comment, but
Is this
I'm not gonna
really
bother.
the best you could do?
I'm not that mature.
Look at you. Completely broken. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little disappointed.
She applies more pressure, slowly squeezing what's left of your life out of your lungs. This is the end, isn't it? I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Chapter 2, The Tower.
You're on a pup
She's gonna kill me again.
again. People don't die twice. You haven't even met the princess, and I hardly think she'd be capable of killing someone as skilled and courageous as yourself. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. You know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. What does it matter what he knows? There's nothing we can do to stop her.
Broken.
She's just going to kill us again. She is not going to kill you unless you let her. But slaying the princess and saving the world is going to be much more difficult than it has to be if you spend the whole time second-guessing yourself.
Okay, this is why I thought this would be the voice of the skeptic, but I misremembered. Anyways, okay, so let's assume I'm telling the truth and all of this really did already happen. Why should I listen to you? Why should I bother doing anything?
Those are two very different questions, but fine, I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. You died last time, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me. Of course we died. We couldn't land a single blow on her, and she broke every bone in our body before she decided to let us die. What were we supposed to do to stop her then? What are we supposed to do to stop her now? It's pointless. She's just a princess. Slaying her shouldn't have been difficult, but congratulations. You've been given another chance to actually do this right. And I believe your other question was something along the lines of, oh, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences. What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. The princess killed us and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely? If it's the latter, what do you think happened after you died? Do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would? If she ended the entire world, why should we even bother? We might as well just walk up to that cabin, break her chains and let her do whatever she wants. It's all the same in the end. Just because she's capable of ending the world doesn't mean you're not capable of slaying her. Both of those things can be true at the same time.
I've
So
already
chin up.
seen a lot of this.
I believe in you.
Like, I'm only gonna ask these questions this one time. Like, even though there are variations with the different voices, it's really not worth. I mean, it's worth it to. It's not worth it in this context. I mean, like for these videos.
Just be quick about it.
Oh yeah, yeah. Let's ask about. Should kill me. He last. No, actually, no. To quote you from last time around, she's just a princess. So why was he's strong enough to beat me to death with her bare hands?
She is just a princess. Whatever you think happened to you last time, just get it out of your head before you get to the cabin and you'll be fine. Or we could pledge ourselves to her and stop pretending that we're capable of doing anything in this situation. She probably doesn't even need to try to overpower us. Can we tone down the pessimism just a smidge? I'm not being a pessimist. I'm just being realistic.
You're being a pessimist.
You're being annoying.
And that too.
Just ignore their bickering, and whatever you do, don't pledge yourself to her. I cannot stress enough how absolutely catastrophic that would be for everyone, yourself included.
She killed me last time around. How can I make sure that doesn't happen again?
Like I said, if she killed you, it was probably because you didn't listen to me. Don't talk to her, don't trust her, just go in, do your job, and save the world.
Who locked her in that basement? What is this place?
People locked her in that basement, and I told you what this place is. It's a path in the woods. Don't overcomplicate things.
If people locked her away, why couldn't they slay her? Why is this falling on me?
Look, I'm not supposed to say this, but it's because you're special. You're the only person capable of doing this. Call it a prophecy, if that helps, but it's just the way things are. Oh, I didn't know we were special. Of course you're special. Why else would you be here? Who cares if you think we're special? As far as I can tell, the only thing special about us is that we get to experience painfully dying all over again.
You're being cagey. What aren't you telling me?
I've told you everything you need to know. Going into more detail will just overcomplicate an otherwise very simple situation and make your job more difficult.
Oh, there is nothing simple about this situation.
The less you know about her, the better.
That's all.
Great. Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin.
Alright, proceed to the cabin.
Oh, she will lie? Lying? Cheating? Why would she even bother? She didn't need to do anything like that last time. She caught us off guard last time. We'll be fine. Let's just keep our wits about us. At least one of you still has a shred of sense. Just make sure you listen to him and not that whiner.
You weren't interested in listening to him before.
If that's what you want, I guess I don't have a say here.
I know you want to see her. I know. Believe me, bro, I know.
The interior of the cabin is larger and more grandiose than its humble exterior would suggest. The only furniture of note is a massive marble altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. Why do we feel so small?
We're still talking.
We don't feel
Sorry.
small. We are small.
Okay, I'm gonna save here, and this time I'm not gonna bother interacting with the mirror. Like, I already know. Anyways, so I think we need to take the blade.
You take the blade from the altar.
Enter the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a spiral staircase. Its steps almost as deep as you are tall. The smell of incense drifts up from below. For a moment, you almost feel at ease. This is actually kind of
I wonder what
nice.
that smells like.
It's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a
I'm not really
favor.
a candle or incense person.
Her booming voice rolls up the stairs.
Is that a guest I hear? Don't linger on the stairs. Come down and witness me.
You weren't kidding when you said it was booming. She wasn't like this last time. We need to get down there. She wants us to see her. We need to see her. Should we be worried about your sudden change in attitude? Just a few minutes ago you were going on about how pointless everything was. Now you want to go down there.
I told ya.
It doesn't
Wants to
matter
see
what that
her.
little voice says. He's not the one making the decisions. Though if his ramblings get you to the princess, they get you to the princess. Making your way down the spiral staircase is a time-consuming and exhausting effort, every step requiring you to clamber over one edge before dropping to the next. But soon the end comes into view, and you tumble to the bottom, entering the vast, temple-like room beyond. The princess towers over you, almost glowing in the weak starlight, her figure framed
Lady
by a
Demetress,
stained glass
eat your
window.
heart out.
Her long hair billows around her, and a chain binds
had
her
to go
wrist
there.
to the far wall.
I
The
had
chain
to go
is nothing
there.
to her. It might as well be a toy for all the good it would do. I told you it was pointless to resist her.
The little bird
It's a shame
has
Mark never
returned to
got to this
me.
route.
I
I'm
wonder
sure he
what he
would have
wants.
loved it.
You brought that knife again, even though you know it's useless. Such charming audacity. Drop it.
I don't know if following her commands automatically locks you into a certain route or ending, but I'm gonna drop it.
The blade slips from your fingers and clatters uselessly to the floor. We didn't have to do that. And yet you did. She's so much more than us. You wouldn't understand what it feels like to be in her presence. Oh, I understand what's going on, and you'd better snap yourself out of it.
You can't.
Kneel.
Just because I dropped the blade doesn't mean I'm gonna kneel. No.
But the words don't leave your mouth.
What?
Instead, your legs buckle and your
Why
knees
am I
hit the
saying
floor.
what? I've already played this part.
That's my good little bird. Now, why don't we talk? The last time we met, you couldn't even scratch me. And yet here you are again, trying to succeed where you've already catastrophically
I can't
failed.
remember if she said that before.
What draws you back here beyond the empty halls of death? Speak.
The last time we met? I suppose that lends credence to our conversation in the woods.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Still, whatever you do, don't tell her why you're here. It's best not to give her any ideas.
Don't worry, I won't. No, I won't tell you.
You will.
Just do it already. It will feel so much better to do as she says.
I said no.
Such firm resistance. How surprising.
Huh, that's new.
Perhaps you need another lesson in submitting to your betters. Pick up that needle.
Do it. It's what she wants.
No objections here. Don't know what she's planning, and I don't like that we don't know what she's planning, but we might as well pick up the blade. As your eye falls on the blade, you feel a weight. Some divine hand that sits unperceived by your senses, but that manages to push you towards its desires like an unseen puppeteer.
Pick up the
You reach
blade.
forward and grasp the blade.
Stand.
This one's easy. See? This isn't so bad.
Okay, yeah, we can do that. We were probably going to stand anyway. You can feel a creaking tension between body and will as you slowly rise to your feet, like two foes forced into an unhappy truce. The princess eyes you with soft contemplation. The moment seems to last a lifetime, the silent anticipation of what's to come dragging out the long, painful seconds. But all silences are broken eventually.
To define me is to claim we stand on level ground. We do not. You are quiet shadow, while
Quiet shadow.
am brilliant radiance.
What interesting
Take
choice
that
of words.
knife in your hand and slit your throat.
What? You don't have to listen to her. You're armed.
I
Just
actually
steel
do have
your
to
nerves,
listen to her.
step forward, and end
And
this.
so do you in a moment. End
Oh,
this.
We'll end this all right.
Your hand lifts the blade and brings it towards your throat. Okay, I apologize for the unclear language. End her.
It's like he's reading a script. Like, slay
No,
yourself.
you can't just slay yourself. You're perfectly healthy and capable, and all you have to do is ignore her and do what has to be done. The blade and the hand that wields it remain firmly locked in place until you change your mind and decide to do literally anything else.
Look at you quaking against my will. An ant defying a god. It's pointless to resist. In the end, everything submits to oblivion. But you're not the one resisting me, are you? There's something else in there.
Oh,
Is
this
that a
part was always so
person?
cool.
No, it used to be a person. It's something different now. An echo.
Foreshadowing.
Is she talking about you? That's impossible. She's not supposed to be able to interact with me.
You're a small one, aren't you?
A shriveling little worm stretched beyond its limits, trying to control things that it can't understand.
No.
Already 30
What are you
minutes
talking about? I'm just...
I don't care what you are.
I guess
You're mine.
this will be another hour-long video.
You bring the blade to
I
your
love how the
neck.
text is red,
You slice
signifying
the
he's under her
severing
control.
veins and arteries.
Sorry.
Your blood flowing freely down your body. It's a painful lesson in obedience, but the pain won't last forever. No.
When I see you again, you'll free me from my chains and deliver me to the destiny that lies beyond this place.
We will. I promise.
I know you will.
She responds to broken.
Everything goes dark, and you die.
The Apotheosis. Alright, let's see the new improvements.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path... Oh, let me guess, and at the end of the path is a cabin!
What?
Excuse
The
me?
Contrarian?
Come on, man. We can see it right in front of us. And besides, we've been here like, 5 times already?
I don't remember the
I think this is
Contrarian
3.
being here.
Who cares?
really need to
The
update
woods are
this
always
list.
the worst part anyway.
Oh,
Nothing ever
I have
happens
a
in
list.
them. I care. Every single time you've been here, it means an entire other reality has been damned to oblivion. One reality is already an incalculable loss. And there is a massive difference between 3 and 5.
Sorry, I wasn't paying too much attention. I came with this list, like, figuring out all the different voices that can appear on the different routes. And here I have listed, like, just the paranoid. Could you always get the Contrarian on this route, or is this new? I need to... Well, clearly I have a list I need to update, and it was already difficult as hell to even make in the first place. They don't exactly make guides for these kinds of things. At least not that I'm aware of.
Feels like the numbers getting thrown around here are too big not to be abstract.
Oh, actually, no. I'm gonna auto-click. So, here we are, the Contrarian, on the Apotheosis path.
Numbers like 5.
You're gonna focus on that, aren't you?
Numbers like entire realities. At the end of the day, it's all just silly, isn't it? None of us can count to a whole reality, and he's asking us to think about the difference between 3 and 5.
Of course, you focus on these stupid, innocuous details.
You're already starting to lose the thread. Just because you can't personally sum up the contents of an entire reality doesn't mean that the people inhabiting it don't contain moral value. If you have any sense of ethics left in there, if you have any moral compass, please, you have to stop her.
Okay, I mean, granted, it's kind of funny that the Contrarian's here. He's always a lot of fun, but with the paranoid, like, we have one of my favorite lines, like the hero says, "Oh, you say, hey, you need to go in there and slay the princess, but you've lost all speaking privileges." But it's fine. This is also pretty funny.
Don't you get it? Might makes right, and she didn't even have to touch us last time to prove her power.
So what? Just because she made us kill ourselves, we're supposed to submit to her authority without question?
I knew when to surrender to our better. You would have lost eventually anyway, and it would only have made her angry. It would only have made things worse for all of us.
Oh, for the love of... Can you all please just get on with it? You're not making this any easier for yourselves.
Do we even have agency right now? We either do what she wants, or we do what he wants. Either way, we're listening to somebody.
That is a great point.
Please, nothing in life is a binary. Obviously, we find a third choice that nobody wants.
A third choice. And you're definitely right about life not being a binary. People who think life is binary they're idiots.
You all talk about choices and freedom, but there is no choice when it comes to the will of a god.
She actually is a god.
I'm going to cut you off right there. She is not a god,
But she
the more
is.
times you fail, the harder it becomes for you to succeed. But the fact that you're still here means you still have a chance to pull this off. So, princess, dangerous, cabin, slay, now.
But she is a god. That's literally what she is. And I'm not just talking about this route, but like in general, she is a god. Should I click any of these? Okay, hold on. I have so many questions.
And right now you have neither the time nor the mental acuity to handle a single response. It's now or never.
Alright, let's head to the
But a
cabin.
great and horrible change is already underway. The ground quakes beneath your feet, and you feel an unyielding force pulling at you and your surroundings. The trees start to sway, then crumble, breaking apart as everything is drawn towards the cabin. Even the earth beneath you seems to shift, your feet unable to grip solid ground as you're dragged forward along with everything else.
The end of everything. The beginning of something new. The moment we open that door, she will be free.
Any, words of warning? You already know everything you need to know.
No new dialogue so far.
As you step forward, the cabin explodes. You're flung backwards, violently slammed into a tree as debris rains down around you.
Oh, there she is. You see... Oh, okay, she
You
probably
watch
looked near the
in
top.
paralyzed awe and terror as the princess emerges, her body unfurling from some vast space as she stands upright to face you.
You see, this is like... I was kind of disappointed with the Apotheosis before, because look at this! Does this not look epic to you? You are literally facing a god. And yet, once you actually start doing stuff, it just ends. But now they fixed that, so let's see how they fix
The
it.
world bows to her. The ruined landscape shifts, trees and stone and the ground itself succumbing to her gravity, orbiting her like a great black hole.
Finally, the little bird has set me free. This is always how it was going to end. And this is always how it was going to begin.
That's a weird sentence.
There's a loud thunk from the tree behind you as something embeds in its shattered bark. Your pristine blade. It's now or never.
Okay, Hey, funny one. Didn't you say something about a third option earlier? One that would make everyone unhappy?
Well, we could always run away, right? To where?
Yeah, to where?
Anywhere.
You're all ruining the moment of her reception. Have you no respect for the divine?
You know, I'm gonna create a second save just because I want to see where the flee option takes us, but I'm taking the blade.
With a grim determination, you yank the blade from the trunk.
Should I? Yeah, I'll just override the first one.
Yeah, this feels right. She doesn't get to just smugly stand over us like we don't matter. Let's take her down a peg.
Is that why they add the contrarian to this route? So we'd have, like, you know, another... Like, it's kind of like with the thorn route, or like... Except, you know, a bit more complex.
You're not going to win. You know that, right? What are you going to do with that tiny blade? Give her a scratch?
We're going to kill her. Kill her!
Even if that's all we manage, I'd rather go down swinging.
Yeah!
See how everything's floating around her? I bet we could make it if we just jumped really hard. You gather yourself, closing your eyes and shutting out the towering vision of the princess. There is only her and you. That's all there ever was.
Interesting line there.
It's time to face her.
It's time. Charge into oblivion!
You launch yourself towards the princess. The pull of her gravity catches you, carrying you across the ground into the violent swirl of her orbit.
Such defiance even now. Do it then. Show me what you think it takes to end that which is destined to end everything.
Don't you see how hopeless this is? She fears nothing.
That's right, she doesn't. So she has no idea what she's in for. With a heavy thump, you land on her chest.
Oh my god. Oh man, every giant lover, whatever you want to call them, would probably be screaming right now.
It's now or never. We've come this far. Let's take it home.
Carve into her divine heart.
You strike, but her skin is like steel. Though you stab at her again and again, the wounds are superficial, mere etchings in a sprawling surface.
You see, it was always pointless. All this has done is bring us close to her. And how beautiful it is to be so close.
It's not pointless, it can't be. We wouldn't be here if there wasn't some hope we could succeed.
That's an interesting line of thought.
Is that all?
Oh, we're just getting started.
The princess plucks you from her chest, pinching the scruff of your neck delicately between two fingers as she brings you to eye level.
I forgive you your transgressions, but my destiny is inescapable.
She thinks she's so much better than us. There has to be something else we can do. We're not going out like this.
You offered us forgiveness. You would turn down such an incredible gift. You would turn away from her glory for something as petty as pride.
Oh, glad. I hurl the blade at her eye. Oh, that is gonna be...
Yes! Yes! Let's give her something to remember.
Finally, we can actually throw the knife in a way that's actually useful. Instead of just tossing it out the window.
You concentrate your will to a fine point and hurl your blade at the princess's eye. It flies through the night sky and then nothing.
She could never be harmed by...
Wow! That actually worked!
It pierces her cornea.
Oh, don't talk about the cornea.
She howls, recoiling in pain, and you fall from her distracted hand.
I don't know, something about the eye, about touching an eye, just disturbs me.
You hit the ground with a painful thud. She narrowly misses you as she comes crashing down to her knees.
God.
So I've misread you. You are not the willful key that will turn the lock of my liberation. You are an enemy to be smitten by my hand.
Smitten? Don't you mean smited?
The princess holds up her monumental hand, its glowing palm radiating a blinding light. It grows and grows until it's all you can see. And then you erupt, your very soul mere kindling to her light. The inferno incinerates everything that is you, and with it, no, No, that's not right. Why is it hot? I'm not supposed to be able to feel anything.
Oh my god!
No. Oh, no, 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 no.
He can actually feel it?
You leave me no other choice. Suffer for the crime you have committed against my divine body. Damnation will purify us both.
What? Her eyes still intact? There's nothing left to burn, yet you persist amid a world unraveled. Okay, I mean, I feel like there's a bit more to it, but like I said, we still have like this alternate path. I'm probably just gonna explore in my own time. But yeah.
It's cold now, and I feel small. I thought I was everything.
And yet you
But
are
I'm no
not.
better than you, am I?
No, you are not. I always loved how she's so freaking big that the shifting mountain has to, get all those different hands. Okay. Huh, the voice didn't say anything. Oh, she probably because she, assigned... The voices all have burned away. She actually destroyed the voices? That is wild, man. Those are wild. Anyways. You've grown. Alright, and... we made good time. About 46, almost 47 minutes. Find yourself in the long quiet again. Let's talk to the... I've seen this before, but it never stops being funny.
Flickering lights and empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality
Okay, this
and
time
movement.
I'm gonna talk to
I am
her
more than
before
I was before.
moving on. Before
Whenever
ending
you
the
are
video.
ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
Are you the same being as you were before? How much have you changed?
Is a child the same as an infant? I am an unbroken pattern, but every vessel gives fresh perspectives and carves new avenues of expression. I am different, but I am the same.
Everything you say feels like a riddle. Can you give me a single straight answer? That's true. Everything she says does feel like it's a riddle.
I'm sorry. Words are difficult for me.
That's fair.
They never fully weave what I wish to say. If you do not like my answers, then you need not ask me questions.
I mean, your
The
answer.
vessels you choose to bring me carry far more meaning than anything words could say in the spaces between.
I mean, your answers are definitely a little weird, but I can listen to you talk for hours. What does it feel to change like this?
Eyes close in reflection. Perspectives
Amen,
meld
sister.
together, and the breadth of my experience stretches to new corners. There are contradictions, conflicts in my nature, and there are familiarities that bind everything together. It feels correct. This is what I need to be. This is the only path forward.
When this is all done, do you know what you want to do?
With every gift you bring me, I excavate the alleys of what I am meant to be, and every exploration yields new and complicated truths. What I will be is different than what I am, and what I am is different from what I was. I cannot tell you what desires I will hold when I have changed. But in this moment, all I want is to know myself and to know you.
I'm not gonna select this because it doesn't really matter. You've been kinder to me than anyone else I've met. Thank you.
Why wouldn't I be kind to you? You are the only thing I know that isn't me.
Well, that's not really a good excuse for most people. Anyways, what do you want me to bring you next time?
Gifts aren't what someone tells you to bring them. Do not worry. There are
It's
no
just
wrong
funny
answers.
how big the
And
apotheosis
every
is.
perspective illuminates my shadows and shares no
You know,
secrets.
barely hold her. Do you have any thoughts on this vessel?
This one sits at the cusp of awakening. A new god, waiting to be born. She will make for a terrifying and divine heart. Do not mourn her, for she has finally found her light.
Okay, so you don't have any premises on how you'd like to change or grow.
My preference is for you to show me what you would like me to see. I cannot know the ways I wish to grow, for I have yet to feel them. It is you who guides me down the thin trail of perspective and memory.
I don't want to hurt you, but the more times I go back, the worse I fear things will be.
The vessels are a weave of emotion at odds with themselves, but they are only perspectives. They are not me. The wounds they've suffered carve texture around my heart. Without them, I would be as I was before. I would be alone and without sensation. I could not feel the joy of having you by my side, for I would not know your absence.
How many more vessels do I need to bring you?
If I am to be an ocean, you have given me enough to build upon. My waters are shallow and murky, and I yearn for more perspective. The task of finding my vessels is your burden to carry.
Alright, I'm ready to go back.
I await your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am.
Huh.
We will meet again.
That was some new dialogue. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Your Honor?
Alright, I'm gonna... Okay, let me save right here. I'm gonna stop right here, so... We'll continue on in part 3. And the video's under an hour. I mean, barely under an hour, but still. That's something to celebrate. Alright, see ya.